Morgan Freeman just has the weirdest southern accent in this movie that I have ever heard. I'm just saying. I've heard better. So, Driving Miss Daisy. Driving Miss Daisy is about a Jewish old lady who cannot drive anymore, played by Jessica Tandy and all such, and her son, played by Dan Aykroyd, wants to get her a driver. But she's a very grouchy and mad old lady that she thinks that she can do anything herself and all such. But he is insistent on it, and also he goes out there, tries to find a driver, then he runs into Morgan Freeman, and Morgan Freeman, who is just this really pleasant guy to really watch, and also he's a whole lot of fun to talk to by the way it looks of it. Not exactly his best performance, but it is definitely a rememberable one, for sure. So anyway, he becomes the new driver for Miss Daisy. And at first, they don't exactly get along. Well, then again, she doesn't get along with him. He's just trying to do his job and all such. And that. And when she finally gives in to actually let him drive her around, she is basically doing what old ladies usually do to young people whenever they're driving them around. Slow down. I'm going too fast right now. And Morgan Freeman's like, oh, we ain't going no more than 15 miles an hour. And she goes, I'd like to go under the speed limit. And he says, speed limit's 35 here. So yeah, it's basically that and all such. And just the build-up of their friendship is really what drives this movie as a whole. I like that part. I just like that duo that they've got going. And since it's the biggest focus of the movie, it really does feel effective, if I can use that term correctly. So that's basically the best part of the movie. Okay, what did I not like in this movie? Well, it's a little bit too... how do I say this without sounding bad and everything? When they finally cross states to go to her cousin's house, who's turning 1,000 years old or whatever, and they stop to eat their lunch and all such. Morgan Freeman's about to get back in the car, and then two cops come up to him and they say, "Hey, buddy, what do you think you're doing with this car?" And I'm thinking, that's right, it's the 50s. But when I really think about it, they're in Georgia. And if anyone knows anything about the civil rights movement and also with Black History Month, it would know for sure that even in Georgia there's problems. But whenever they talk about the civil rights movement in this movie, it really does not feel needed and all such, and it really doesn't show whenever they are in Georgia. So because if they want to put that in, that's fine. Just it needs a purpose to be in there. And it just didn't feel like there is a purpose. She goes to a meeting that Martin Luther King is doing and all such, and that's it. There's no other reason for it to be there. So I was really disappointed with that, and especially what they can go with that as well. And another part I really did not like, this one I least like a little more than the other thing. It's Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd just looks like he does not care about this role. I mean, he's always rolling his eyes, always sounds like he's in a whiny, complaining state and all such. And I'm thinking, dude, I've seen your acting. I've seen Blues Brothers. I've seen Ghostbusters. You are a better actor than this. What is this? You just sound like you just don't care. So that was a little bit disappointing. And they could have done a whole lot better with that. So I guess you could say this is not one of my favorite Best Picture winners. It is fun when it focuses on Jessica Tandy and Morgan Freeman, but the rest of it is just doesn't feel like it fits. So that's a big step down for me. So anyway, Driving Miss Daisy is fun, but it's a little bit long, and there are some parts in it that's just thrown in there that doesn't need to be there. So I gotta say, it is worth watching at least once. So guys, Driving Miss Daisy, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.